I'll say this. For your team to defeat Walsh a week after you beat them, fairly lopsided the first time, you actually increased your margin of victory today. That has to be a good sign that your team did not take them lightly and seemingly is even better than where you were a week ago. What did you see from today's performance?
Yeah, I mean, I was really pleased with the team's performance today. Just their prep and their focus, their attention to detail, not overlooking our opponent, right? We're in playoff lacrosse, so win and move on, lose and go home. So we preached that over the course of the last week here, and they did a really good job of sticking to that.
I know that you can't look at it this way, and I'm assuming you probably tell your players not to look at it this way, but I think everyone pretty much pencils Seton Hill and Mercyhurst every year into the championship. The fact that you have to go out there and actually do that with your execution, though, has to obviously be the biggest factor, is that you can't just ride your reputation to this point. What have been maybe the biggest aspects to get back to another championship game?
And this is a different group than the team we had last year. We graduated a lot of guys, and I think but we did return a good group. So just staying focused on our core values week in and week out, day in and day out, staying true to who we are as a program, and as much off the field and in the classroom as on the field. But this group has been great, man. They've been unbelievable to work with. I love to watch them play lacrosse. I love to come out and practice with them day in and day out. They're hungry. I think they're very humble, but they're hungry. And they want to do what their predecessors have done, right? They want to win championships. They want to make the NCAA tournament. They want to go far.
Well, I think that, again, you mentioned the aspect of focus, and today your group was focused from the first face-off to the very last. And I was mentioning with Sean, you guys played as if it was a 2-goal game, even in the final seconds of that. How do you keep your group so focused, so locked in, with still the score starting to balloon out of control and you guys seemingly in the driver's seat?
Well, we try to remind them of it daily, right? But I think more important than that, like the leadership that we have within the group, right? Like if the coaches are saying it, but the players aren't believing it and aren't reinforcing it, then that message doesn't get through or it's not consistent. We've had great leadership this year. Cage Williams and Jeremy Saforza are captains. We got a couple fifth years and Josh Miller and Jack Van Sluten that have been unbelievable, man. And they're living it as much as we are, right? And I think a lot of times, like, I'm turning huddles over to them at times and saying, hey, what are you guys seeing? What do you want to talk about, And they've just been unbelievable.
Well, you've spoken about the freshman class, and especially the fact that you've graduated a lot of players from last year. Who have you seen in that freshman class kind of start to emerge as maybe some future leaders and potentially guys that could be captains down the road?
Yeah, I mean, who haven't we seen in that class that has started to emerge, man? I mean, that class has been unbelievable. I mean, we had Nate Herbster up here, right? Like, Nate went through a really tough situation with some injuries early on and is just starting to get into his game, right? I think we see Carter Green, right? Like, Carter's an unbelievable leader, was at the high school level. We knew that coming in, but you never know how quickly he's going to warm to the college level, right? He's been an unbelievable leader. And there's a lot of others, man. I mean, Caden Granberg's a guy that stepped in and started playing big minutes for us real early on. And they've just done a great job across the board as a freshman class.
I know you often hear the phrase football weather when it gets colder out. We are in May, and we are wearing heavy winter coats. Not only is it cold, it was pouring at times. What is lacrosse weather in your mind, and how did your team handle the conditions today?
Lacrosse weather is anything that you can throw at us. I mean, honestly, you guys have been here in February and March and April. In Western Pennsylvania, you never know if it's going to be snowing, it's going to be raining, it's going to be cold, it's going to be 90 and humid. It's whatever it is. And we always talk about the weather's a non-controllable for us. It's something we have no control over. So we try not to pay it much attention outside of just being prepared for it, whatever that is. So, yeah, we would have liked to have had warmer weather today, but we'll take it, man.
Fingers crossed that maybe Saturday will be a little bit better. Yeah. Lastly, I don't know if you even saw this because it looked like the awards came out shortly before your game started, but you were the Coach of the Year. So what does that mean to get another GMAC Coach of the Year accolade for you?
I mean, it's a culmination of all the hard work of our staff, Coach Isles and Coach Holgren, the work that they've done, Coach Maloney, the work that he's done this year, and then our training staff with Brooke and with Kristen, our strength coach with Coach Zimmer. They've all done such a great job, man, and it's really a culmination of the hard work of the staff and then also of our players, right? Like, if we don't perform on the field, then this award never gets handed to me, right? So I'm very honored to receive it. But it's really a team award.
Well, go enjoy this team victory and a chance to play for another championship on Saturday.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
That's Brian Novotny, head coach for Seton Hill.